Welcome back to my channel, and I've been neglecting my YouTube videos because I've been spending time in hell. And by hell, I mean gacha hell. I've been playing Genshin Impact for the majority of my time, of my life, along with all the other gacha games that I'm not going to talk about, but this is what I've been doing. So one thing about Genshin Impact that I really like is they have a cooking system much like Breath of the Wild, and the recipes are pretty interesting, no dubious food. And I just wanted to make some of these recipes for you, and maybe you can make some yourself, restore your health. Today we're going to make the Matsutake meat rolls, which, as per description, it's a mouth-watering delicacy in all of its glory. So we're going to make this dish. Let's go. We're going to start off by prepping our veggies. So we have these king oyster mushrooms, which would be the Matsutake, I guess, in Genshin Impact. So we're just gonna trim them and then cut it right down the middle, have it in half. And that should look pretty much like what's on the plate in the photo. Okay, next we're going to have some green onions, and we're separating the green part and the white part. So I've already cut this. This is the white, this is the green. I'll show you more later. But for the white part, we want that finely chopped or diced even. These, you can make them, just diced as well. And then in the picture, there seems to be some kind of red pepper business going on top. I'm going to assume that's the Juyun chili in game, and we don't really have anything like that. So right now I'm using a cayenne pepper. It's not that spicy, it's quite spicy, and it should be spicy as Juyun chilies are spicy. You can ask Xiaoling about that. So we're just going to cut off the top and the bottom, cut it in half, and try to scrape out some of these seeds. And with the chili, we're going to make it a fine dice. So I'm just going to cut these into strips. Okay, so you have these strips here, and we're going to cut it to nice little cubes, just like how the photo looks like. Next, we're going to have a few stalks of cilantro. Put that back. So for the beef wrapping, it's going to be more of a dim sum Cantonese beef ball style. And it's a little more soft, it's more smooth and pillowy. What you have to do is basically you have some ground beef and you have to beat your meat until it gets sticky. It's true. And what you're gonna do is, this is gonna take a while, so if you have a stand mixer, use the paddle attachment and then mix it for 10 to 15 minutes. But if you don't, you gotta do what I do. You just take a fork to it and you kind of have to mash it around. The purpose of doing this is to both tenderize and make the meat chewy at the same time. So you're going to add half a cup of cold water in small increments, and your meat should absorb all the water as you're mixing it. We're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda. That also helps with the tenderization process. And I'll see you in 15 minutes. All right, so it's been a while and I beat my meat. You can see that it's kind of come together as a paste. We're going to add a teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of cornstarch, quarter teaspoon of pepper, it doesn't really matter. Dump sesame oil, another quarter teaspoon-ish. This is for aroma, so you can put more or less. A tablespoon of oil, just using olive oil here. Flavor, we have oyster sauce, and that's about a tablespoon as well. Just gonna dump it in. From your previous prep, the finely chopped whites of your green onion. And now you do the whole mixing process all over again until everything is nice and combined. We're going to do one final mix with the cilantro, and then you should be ready to construct your roll. So we're going to construct our rolls and put it directly in the pan. You grab a hunk I love saying a hunk. Okay, a chunk of meat in your hand, about, you know, a snowball size. And then we're just going to wrap that around your mushroom. And the whole beating process really does make this easier because look, it's very sticky and it'll stay around your mushroom much easier than you would with just like a handful of ground beef, right? There. Have the little mushroom cap showing a little bit of the bottom. Make sure it's nice and even all the way around. And then you can just smack it onto your pan. Alright, so I put the pan straight on medium heat and the water will start to cook out a little, but we're going to cook this low and slow, so I'm just going to add like a teaspoon of water and just smack the lid on it and it'll be set it and forget it. So let's check on this and give the meat a flip. See that this is starting to get cooked. And this smells really good. You can smell the sesame oil, the oyster sauce. Just gonna give that a nice flip around, flipperoo. So our rolls are fully cooked now, so we can plate this up first and we'll turn that beautiful beef and mushroom liquid into a sauce. So after you've removed the mushrooms, you have this beautiful liquid left. And remember those chilies and green pepper? We're going to put in our cayenne peppers and also our green onion. We'll let a little bit of that heat cook. So when your liquid comes to a boil, we're going to add about a tablespoon of cornstarch dissolved in water, and then pour that in and then mix quickly so it'll thicken your sauce. All right, so that's a nice consistency. We'll coat it back with a spatula and we can turn off the heat and it's time to plate, time to eat. All right, so to plate, I have a bed of leafy greens. I'm using snow pea tips and the nice rolls nicely lined on top. And for the finishing touch, we're going to add our glaze that we just made. That's pretty. Boom, boom, boom. So here is your delicious Genshin Impact Matsutake meat rolls. So I've been eating these mostly in game and the sweet madames because they're easy to make. You can farm them. Okay, let's give this a try. So the meat is not exactly how it's like a dim sum, but flavor wise, this is great. The mushrooms did absorb some of the flavor. It's a little hard to get through when you bite into it. Otherwise, I call this a win and I think you should make it. So thanks for watching, and if you want to support me, buy me Primal Gems so I can roll my waifus. Okay? We'll see you sometime later. Bye bye.